Hello, everybody. This is going to be a quick part two. We're going to go over a little bit more of the Hurricane ETA and where it landed first, which was Nicaragua. And I'm going to the names, the names of the place where it landed and what it means. Also, as you can see in the thumbnail, you see the Jesus statue. That's a statue in Nicaragua, and it's not where the hurricane landed. It's actually on the opposite side of the country. It's uh, it's called San Juan del Sur, which means San Jose. Sorry, no, Saint John from the south. From the south is because it's in the south part of the country. So I'm gonna do some math related to that statue and where the hurricane landed. It also went to Cuba and by the Florida Keys. We're gonna break that down on another video. So why am I breaking it down? I believe everything around you, if you pay attention, it's telling you something, especially something related to a current event that might be going on in the world. So the hurricane hit on a place called Puerto Cabezas, which means Port of Skulls. Now, the pretty general symbol or meaning for the symbol of a skull means death. So you could call it the port of death. Now, in the Bible, when Jesus was crucified, they took him to a place called Golgotha. Not sure if I spelled it right, something like that. So they took him there, and that place means the name. Sorry, the name of the place means the place of the skull. Now, I already told you that Nicaragua has a statue of Jesus, which is the one on the picture on the thumbnail, and it's pretty much on the opposite southwestern side of the Port of Skulls. So if you go and you put Puerto Cabezas distance to San Juan del Sur, which is where the Jesus statue is, and you're gonna get this many miles. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, not miles, kilometers. You're gonna get 628.8 kilometers. Now, if you get that and you multiply each number, so for example, you multiply 6 times 2 times 8, you get 96, which if you invert it, you get 69. So, once again, 628 kilometers from Puerto Cabeza, which means Port of Skulls, to San Juan del Sur, which means St. John of the South, which is where the Jesus statue is. It's 628 kilometers. If you multiply 6 times 2 times 8, you get 96. 9 and 6 is the same number, it's reversible. And they love reversing numbers when they use numbers. So, reverse 96, you'll get 69. Okay? I'll tell you why that's important. 69 is a sign of Cancer. If you put up the Royal Arch, the Masonic Royal Arch, you're going to see the arch, and in the middle of the arch is a 69, which is a Cancer sign. 69 has to do with the planet Saturn. The planet Saturn spins at 9.69 kilometers per second. Saturn has to do with time. It's called Father Time or Chronos. He's also known as Satan or Death. Why? Because time kills. So you have the hurricane ETA, which means full of filth, landing in Puerto Cabezas, which means the port of the skull. Jesus was crucified in a place called the place of the skull. There's a Jesus statue in Nicaragua, and if you measure the distance between Puerto Cabezas, which is Puerto Skull, to where the statue is, you get 628 kilometers. If you multiply 6 times 2 and then times 8, you get 96, which is the reversible 69. It has to do with the speed of Saturn. Also, the name Nicaragua, which means tumultuous water. Basically, just water that's, like a storm, like heavy waves, you know, rip currents, strong waters, basically. If you read the Bible, anytime they talk about, not anytime, but when they want to compare humans that don't follow God or kill and steal and do all these kinds of things, they are, I guess, used metaphorically as storms or waters that are not still. So, if you get the storm, which means full of filth, landing in the place of the skull, which means a place of death. So, a lot of filth will cause death, which is related to the speed of Saturn, and that's who they all worship, the cult of Saturn. So, that's what I have for there. I'm also going to check where it hit in Cuba because it landed in 3 places. It landed in Nicaragua, then it landed in Cuba, then it landed in the Florida Keys, and now it's probably going to hit the Florida Panhandle. So I want to check the names of each of these landfalls and see what is the message going through. My next video, I'm going to talk about this other storm, which is pretty much spelled the same as this one. This one is ETA, which is ETA, and the other storm is THETA. and it's supposed to be heading to the UK. Um, for now, it's gonna hit the place called Biscay Bay, which I checked Biscay and it means keys. So I'm gonna go into the next video into that storm, try to break that down. And then there's another storm around Japan, around the eastern side, and I'm also gonna break down because they're actually all three names pretty much mean the same thing. And unfortunately, it's not a good thing. But we gotta break it down. We gotta see what the universe is telling us. Now, one last thing about 11.9. Why did I talk about 11.9? In the other video, I talked about 11.9 being yesterday, at least for me, here in the States. Yesterday was 11.9, and we got the big news that the company Pfizer had a 90% effective vaccine and should be ready by early next year. So, I did a little math again, and I put September 11, 2001, and then I put November 9, 2020. And I checked how many weeks is from September 11 to November 9th. Now, why those two dates? Well, September 11 is 9/11, and November 9th is 11/9. Like I said, they don't care. They reverse the numbers. That's one of their favorite ways to hide stuff. So I'm saying they're both 9/11. One is what happened to the twins, and the other is this vaccine that's coming up. So, like I said, I checked how many weeks from September 11th, 2001 to November 9th, 2020, and it was 999.6 weeks. Now you have the 96, you could get the 69. You also could reverse all the nines and put 666.6. So, trust me, they picked that day because one more day and it would have been 1,000 weeks because it's 999 weeks and 6 days. The seventh day is a new week. So there's no way they just got their results that day. They've been having this ready for years and years. They're just playing this along with numbers just like they always do. So I'm gonna repeat it again. If you put how many weeks from September 11, 2001 to November 9th, 2020, you get 999.6 weeks. That doesn't tell you something? I don't know what will. This is a hoax. Don't believe it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, talked about where the hurricane first hit in Nicaragua. I gave the meanings of the names of the places where it made landfall and other related things. Next video, I will break down the names of the other landfalls of the hurricane. Like I said, there's another storm that's heading to the UK. It's gonna be a weak storm, but it doesn't matter if it's weak or not. What matters is what does the name mean, and where is it gonna land, and what does that place mean? That's what we're trying to figure out. So I believe everything is written all around you. There is no coincidence. And like I said, another storm in the east. My next video should be on Friday the 13th. Sorry about that. My next video will be on Friday the 13th. Why? Because I've been seeing a pattern of 13, especially related to America. And you all know who created America. If you guys know more dates and you want to, make connections from your country, go ahead and do it because I'm sure there's plenty. It's not just America doing this. Every country does this, but especially America and the UK. So I broke down that Nicaragua. I told you more about the November 9th, which was yesterday, and the announcement of a working vaccine to be available soon. So let's see if I'm right. I'm predicting something in the political sphere, something to do with this election, some type of proof, some type of Supreme Court announcement. Something's going to happen on Friday the 13th. Donald Trump is Jason, or Jason is Donald Trump. Doesn't really matter. People are going to get what they want, but they don't really know what they're getting. And who can make war with the beast? That's all I got to say. So, any questions or comments before I end this stream? Like I said, the next one will be Friday the 13th, which should be, well, Friday, 2 days from now, pretty much. Any questions, any comments before I go? I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes. All right, see no comments, no questions. Thank you for all that are here. Thanks for coming. If you missed the beginning, like I said, just check back to my channel. Usually it takes 24 hours, sometimes less. I don't think the other video is even uploaded yet. Um, I might be taking them down just because I want to add my new intro before every live stream. So I might take it out and then re-upload it with the intro on it. If you get tired of hearing the intro, all you gotta do is fast forward 4 minutes. It'll be done in exactly 4 minutes and the show will start. I love you all. Hopefully I'll make the video this Friday. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens and just stay strong. That's all you can do and maintain your faith. I have heard that if you maintain your faith, you could almost get protected in a way. I don't like to say it because I don't know for sure, but I've heard that you become almost invisible to the negative forces if you're full of light. Like it makes them blind and they can't even see you. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's good to try to focus on that. No matter what happens, have faith that we'll be protected all the way till everything is done. So I'm gonna go, guys. See you guys Friday. And after this Friday stream is what I'm gonna do an open panel. Hopefully Bright and the Seeker of Knowledge will come on and whoever else wants to. So talk to you guys Friday. Be love, share love, be truth.